Happy Wednesday, everybody. Chamber check-in time. And today we get to learn about Zasio Enterprises, a software and consulting company offering its services to a variety of industries. And we get to learn directly from its president, Mr. Kevin Zasio. But before we dive into our conversation, Kevin, we get to thank our series sponsor for these chamber check-ins, Delta Dental of Idaho. I'd like to thank them for their sponsorship, and they continue to offer unique plans designed for small businesses to keep their employees healthy, happy, and smiling. And I love they have these Tooth Truth series and these fun factoids, and I'm going to share one of them right now.
Did you know that kids laugh around 400 times a day and adults just 15 times a day? Lighten up, adults.
I just love those. Hey, and now I'd like to introduce President of Zasio Enterprises, Mr. Kevin Zasio. Hi, Kevin.
Hi, Paul. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. It's my pleasure. When I first heard about your company, the first thing I asked myself was, how do I pronounce their name? So tell us a little bit about that.
Oh, it's an Italian name, and my grandfather was Italian, and he moved here back, I think, in the early 1900s, and so the last name is pronounced Zasio.
Awesome. Hey, and with that, it's a good segue to learn a little bit about the history and how you got your start. And that's why I love these check-ins, is to learn about our member companies' stories. So tell us how you got your start and why.
Absolutely. So back in 1987, I was actually working to program robots for programming memory cores that were actually going into the space shuttle at the time. And that contract came to an end probably around early 1988. And the records manager for Hewlett Packard was retiring. And he lived across the street, and he approached me, and knowing that I was into computers, and said, Kevin, I have this contract to help this company called Stanford Research Institute in Palo Alto. And he said, would you join me to see how we can address their records management needs? And I said, sure. So we went there, and we learned all about their records management program. And they approached me and said, do you think you can build us a software package that would be able to manage our records? And at that time, they had tens of thousands of boxes of records in storage. And many of these records go back to the Apollo missions. So they wanted something to be able to accurately track this information. So before I got started in programming that, I decided, I want to learn more about records management from a U.S. perspective and what other companies are doing. So I got on a plane, I flew to Chicago, met with Waste Management, and then after I met with them for a couple of days, I got on another plane and went to North Carolina, where I met with Glaxo and learned about the pharmaceutical industry and how they were managing records. And I came back to California at the time in Palo Alto, and I sat down with all these different players and formulated how we could develop a package for this solution. At that time, it was very important because there was very few records management automation packages on the market. And so we were one of the very first companies to develop a package that would manage both active files that work in the office, as well as the hundreds of thousands of records that big companies have in offsite storage. So we were able to combine that all into one system on a PC. Networks were barely coming out at the time. And so our first client was Stanford Research Institute.
That's awesome. And now you're offering this records management, and I guess now we've evolved into business consulting as well for different industries?
Yes, absolutely. So at that point, since there wasn't many packages on the market, I actually went to a trade show in Baltimore in 1988, and we presented this solution, and it was just received extremely well. Within a few months, I had orders in Canada, I had more orders in the United States, and we started to grow. So we grew from there. And then a couple of years later, I partnered up with another company that allowed us to formulate records retention requirements for records. And we built a database together of tens of thousands of requirements. And then about 1997, that relationship, we severed that and we went off on our own, did our own thing. And today we have over 130,000 records keeping requirements in a single database. And we supply that to our customers worldwide. So we're doing research in over 130 countries today.
That's very impressive, Kevin. And so to recap, 1987, you started.
Yes.
And so over 35 years later, here we are again. And are you headquartered here in Boise?
We are definitely headquartered here. We moved here in 1993. We still have our number 2 customer down in the Bay Area. So, you know, we really pride ourselves in taking good care of our customers. We've seen our competitors come and our competitors go, and we're still here today. And we still have these same products that have evolved over the years, from an original DOS package all the way up to full SaaS solutions today. So we have companies around the world that are using our solution in both network environments and as well as SaaS environments today. And then we have our team of consultants here that advise our clients on how to retain their records. So we're developing retention schedules for multinational corporations worldwide, companies in Europe, Canada, of course, all over the United States, in almost all industries, from financial to pharmaceutical, oil and gas. We're doing that here, right here in Boise, Idaho.
That's amazing. And now it leads me to another one of my questions here is I wanted you to tell us a little bit more about that expertise that you offer companies and the industries you serve. So maybe just highlight a little bit of that.
Sure. So we have 3 offices. We have 2 in Europe. We have 1 here. That's pretty much our development environment. Then in Boise, we have all of our legal research team. And we have 9 licensed attorneys on staff that specialize in records retention. And they're managing all of our clients. And they actually do that through our software products as well. So a customer has the option to subscribe just to our services, or they can actually purchase our software. And if they purchase our software, they're actually getting the data interchange live with their systems. So, and they can now integrate those solutions with their own in-house solutions to help manage their corporate records as well.
Okay, awesome. Hey, also, I always review the chamber members' websites before we have our conversations. And one of the things I thought was unique was you have this great news and knowledge piece on your website. And the header on that page says, stay on top of the changing IG landscape. What does that mean?
Well, our consultants are just fantastic. Again, they're licensed attorneys. And so they're recognized by all these customers that we have across the globe. And so we offer this as a free service to our customers, as well as any other interested company that wants to join in and ask our consultants questions about records management. And IG, by the way, stands for information governance. And that's kind of a big umbrella that incorporates records management. So we have our consultants, which have been with us a long time. We have employees at Zasio that have been here over 20 years. They've built up a tremendous amount of experience. And we offer those services as with the coffee service, for example. You can join those webinars and free ask our consultants questions and how it pertains to your program.
Which again leads to another point that I saw on your website, these virtual coffees that you're talking about. So
yes.
How many of those do you do? How do we get connected? How do we learn more?
Well, we usually have a guest that's on there as well as our consultants. This morning they had a virtual coffee, and we actually had one of our former employees that had been with us for about 22 years and finally retired with Zasio. So he came on. He's a leading industry expert. He came on out of retirement and joined their coffee to answer their questions and our clients' questions. And it really is kind of an opportunity for our customers to get to know us better, as well as our prospective clients to come and meet Zasio and talk to the real experts in our field.
That's awesome. Hey, I see another way that Zasio offers benefits to your team. You talked about the legacy of retention, and your team sticks with you and you have experts. Yes. And I was also looking at some of the ways you provide benefits to your team. Number one, paid time off and 100% healthcare coverage. Yes, Delta dental. They do give dental coverage. And another one that popped out to me was giving opportunities to your employees to give back to their communities. Tell me more about that.
Well, we really feel a sense of pride with our staff. And so over the years, we've continued to try to improve our benefits. We pay 100% of our employees' medical premiums, their dental premiums. We've been with Delta Dental for 20 some years, I believe. And then as far as our other benefits, we have 11 holidays. They get 3 weeks vacation per year. So we really invest in our employees, or at least we try to, and then we encourage them to get certifications. And in return, our employees I feel are dedicated to our company as well. And one of the things that we love doing is giving back to our community. One of the things that Cindy Zasio is very proud of and works at is assisting with the Idaho Food Bank. So we're constantly trying to give back to our community and to show some appreciation to our customers, and especially in the local area, as well as our employees, how committed we are to them.
That's awesome. When you have a company behind you that stands behind you, and you can serve on a board of a nonprofit or get involved in a little league and take a little time to go coach kids, it's so important that you support them.
We agree.
Awesome. Hey, while I have you, is there anything else that you'd like to educate the community on about Zasio?
Absolutely. Being in the technology industry, I think customers are used to companies coming and going. And one of the things that we're very committed to is our clients. Yes, we've been contacted over the years many times. Are you interested in selling your company? And the answer is no. We enjoy what we're doing. We live and breathe this. And so we've been in business for 35 plus years now. And we want to stay there and continue to service our customers. So it's really important to us that when a customer comes on board, that they can count on Zasio to be here. And we've done it for 35 years, and we plan to continue going for as long as we can.
It's so important nowadays with all the different services and cybersecurity and cloud, and it's so important. So thank you for providing your high quality product to the community businesses.
Absolutely.
And Kevin, I just want to thank you again for your time. Thank you for investing in the chamber and your team. It's been a pleasure to learn more about Zasio.
Well, we're very appreciative of you and the chamber, and we're happy to be part of that team.
Awesome. Well, you guys have a great rest of your week. Enjoy the sunshine, and I look forward to the next time we get to have a conversation, Kevin.
Sounds great, Paul. Thank you.
You bet.